So from the very beginning, let's start from smart routing. As on the previous series of our Hollywood movie of Akurateco, we already showed you how to link multiple MIDs to your merchant and one merchant to multiple MIDs. So we ensure not only flawless transaction process, but also allow you to orchestrate your payments between multiple sources and link it to desirable banks. Our today's series, our today's demo is devoted to the topic how to improve your approval rate up to 30% using payment routing technology. So let's talk about the orchestrating magic once you hear me. As you can see on my screen, this is general scheme to show you how the routing works. As you may know, routing consists of working with multiple payment service providers in order to be able to use the most relevant one for a single transaction. Even if you would like to split card payments, alternative payment methods, and crypto payments. Whatever you need, you will be able to route your transactions to these methods, to these providers. Also, among card methods, or you will be able to call specific alternative payment methods or some crypto methods. So it depends on your mappings and like your available MIDs. If we go to the system itself, we have the custom routing section. And here in the section, you might see that we suggest the most useful and usable matches that can be used for routing. This is card brand, currency. You can also use some bin lists, specific bin lists. You can route by country, by amount, and even more, you can route by whitelisted cards. So everything will be secured in this case. Let me show you a few examples on the previously configured routing in our system. Let's say you have two MIDs that have different processing currency, one in USD, another one in euro. Of course, you need to split it correctly so your approval rate will be high and you will not have some extra declines that can be avoided. In this case, you choose USD and route it to some MID. USD and route it to some MID. Also, sometimes you would like to route transactions from one country to one MID and from another country to another MID. It could be different situation when something is blocked or just the transaction cost is lower. In our case, you will be able to exclude or include, as it showed here. Exclude or include some countries, whatever you need. In our case here, as an example, we have excluded US cards, Iran, and Iraq, if you can see it. So other payments will go to demo MID1. Another example, as I told you, you can combine the matching parameters. For example, on this demo MID1, the transaction cost for Croatia on Mastercard will be lower. So you will route all other MIDs, all other payments, to one MID, and only payments from Croatia from Mastercard will go to this demo MID. What means that your transaction cost will be lower and your profit, of course, will be higher. As usually, you can play with it by MID or by acquirer. So you're choosing how you do it. You're choosing some card brand, for example. Let's combine it with the currency, USD. And then you choose a specific MID from the list of available for your merchant and map it there. Let's say to, I don't know, to Bravdec MID. In this case, all the payments that go from merchant in in Amex and in USD currency will go to this particular MID. Okay, so I suppose that with examples in theory, we are done. Let's review what we can do by testing. I have prepared some information, some routing rules. I've chosen my test merchant and specified that Visa combined with USD should go to one MID. For our convenience, I even called it in the USD Visa. Euro should go to another MID, and simply USD. So from Mastercard, Amex, I don't know, Union Pay should go to this MID. Let's go to merchants just to create a payment link. As you might remember from the previous demo, in our system, we have a very convenient option to create payment links directly from the system. I will show also custom routing here, so we will be able to check our rules and understand where our transaction should go. Here. Okay, so let's have some ID. Let's have some amount, and we choose USD here. Some simple description, and mandatory field is successful URL to what your customer will be redirected after successful payment. Here it is, John Doe. So now we can generate a payment link to checkout page. By the way, our system is really smart one. As you see, I didn't have a chance to specify all the fields I would like to specify, but on the particular connector I'm using right now, the address is requested and email is requested as mandatory fields. So that is why I will need to fill in here. As I'm using test connector, I will just use some false values, doesn't matter what, and we will make our test in USD with a Mastercard. Mastercard, our expiration date, and our information is filled in. Once it's filled in, we press on pay. It's an emulator, so the process can take a few seconds before we'll be redirected to the page. Next one. Here it is. This is the ACS emulator. So let's pretend that here we have our 3 days page of our issuing bank, and it requires us to submit some 3 days code. We already did it and submit it. Once we did it, we are redirected to my success URL. As you remember, I specified it in my request. So it was USD and Mastercard. It should go to this MID, correct? Let's check it in the transaction. In the transaction, we can see that my order, which is here, my order was completed exactly on the MID we need. Let me show it from the inside of transaction. So here, it's settled, so it's successful, and it's in USD, it's with Mastercard, so it went to the correct MID. Let's try another test just to check another rule that we have here. Let's say we have a USD, but we would like to check it with a Visa card. Let me change a bit order so we will not mess up this. I will create another link and paste it here. So now again, mandatory fields are mandatory. We have to do something with it. We have to fill in. By the way, if your merchant forward these values in the request, there is no need to fill in on the checkout page. Let's take Visa card. And some John Doe pay. As usually with emulator, we need to wait, and now we have success on my success URL. So whatever you would like to display for your client once the transaction is successful, you will be able to show it. Let's go back to transactions and check where our Visa payment in USD went. As you see, it settled in USD with a Visa card, and it goes to the correct MID according to my rule here. I will also show you the Euro one, just to check all the rules we have, because actually we can do whatever we want with these parameters. I just chose the simple ones with the Euro, Visa and Master, but anything is possible with payment orchestrating magic. As you see, it should go to another MID. Let's just try it. Again, information here. Thanks God, and my Google browser that I do not need to fill in it each time. Something like this, and I will take my card for tests. Okay, let's try it out. As usually with the emulator, we have to wait. We can go directly to transactions to check what is going on. Yeah, it's successful again. So right now we see we need to reload this page to see my Euro transaction. So Euro payment, right now you see like it's Euro MID, which is specified in my rule. Isn't it a magic? I suppose that it's really so. However, as usually with Akurateco platform, you can do even more. We can create even more orchestrating magic. We can do pre-routing for checkout methods. Let me shed a light a bit on the difference between protocols so you will understand that it's really magic. There are two main ways of integration to different banks and connectors. API, or another time is called server-to-server integration, when it's interaction between our system and connector using direct protocol. In this case, payment is done on the merchant side. I mean, all the card data is collected by the merchant, of course, if it's PCI DSS compliant and allowed to do so. So in this case, we can play with all the information that merchant or our platform have. It could be card data, it could be brand, card mask, BIN, location, IP, whatever we receive, everything can be used. But on the other hand, we have another option, another way to integrate to some system. There are some connectors that require using only their payment page, and they collect card information only on their site. It's called Checkout Integration or HPP, Hosted Payment Page Protocol. Each time our platform receives a request from a merchant, we have to redirect a customer to complete a payment on another page. I mean, not on the checkout that we checked right now, but on some bank umbrella page. In this case, our platform receives only information from the merchant request. I mean, for example, name, maybe email that I filled in the form, as you remember, location like city, billing address, so whatever we receives in this case. And our system can pre-route it. So these rules will work even if the connection is checkout one, even if we don't have direct communication with the server. In this case, we will be able to do it. I suppose that it's magic as well, because for your user, your card holder, everything is working in few seconds, but behind the scenes, a lot of technical work is done, and it's done flawless for your merchants and your card holders. So let's conclude. We have multiple channels for one client, or can manage different merchant customers. As I showed you on the previous demo, we can also place it all in one system. We can route between it, so all the related methods are collected in one place. All the actions like refund, chargebacks, whatever you need, reporting, billing, everything in one. And also, you can improve your approval ratio using the routing, and even decrease your transaction cost. So you're decreasing transaction cost, but improving your profit. Moreover, you can manage even information that you don't like. When you have lack of information, if you don't have all the payment information from your client, like card, but it will allow you to do so. So according to now our experience, such tools can increase your approval rate up to 30%. I suppose that it's a good rate, it's a good profit from the simple tool, simple only for card holders, of course, but from the technical point of view, payment orchestration platform can do all this connection easily. So payment orchestration technology provides you with flexibility in your payments management, saves your time, saves your money, and human power. So you do not need a lot of developers or a lot of managers. It also increases your profit and decreases transaction cost. So really boost your business. There are also other tools of smart orchestrating system that you can use. For example, it's cascading and declines management. That will help you to avoid declines and improve customer experience. But as usually, again, according to the Hollywood traditions, it will be in the next series, in the next topic of our discussion. So please do not forget to register to the next demo and attend it, so I will be able to shed the light on new tools even more that will help you to boost your business. Basically, I'm done with my speech. If you have some questions, you're welcome to ask. I suppose when it's silent for a few minutes, it means that we don't have any questions. Hope that it was fruitful information for you, fruitful demo, and you will not skip the next one. So we all together will discover the new world of fintech. In case some questions will come to your mind afterwards, after this speech, please do not hesitate to send your questions to our official emails or even to my LinkedIn, as currently you have it. And we'll be glad to show you more and more that can help you. We are here to help you. Thank you all for your time. and see you on the next demo.